nuclear sites. The White House now highlighting an Israeli statement claiming Iran's nuclear efforts were delayed by years. That's much longer than the few months determined by American intelligence. ABC's Nicole D'Antonio in Washington with the latest.
This morning, President Trump back in Washington after meeting with world leaders at the NATO summit, where he doubled down on his claims that the U.S. strikes obliterated Iran's nuclear program.
I don't see them getting back involved in the nuclear business anymore. I think they've had it. They've been at it for 20 years, and I don't see that happening.
The director of the CIA now saying credible intelligence indicates Iran's nuclear program has been severely damaged, adding several key Iranian nuclear facilities were destroyed and would have to be rebuilt over the course of years. However, sources say the early intelligence from the Pentagon indicates at least 2 of Iran's nuclear facilities were not completely destroyed, and that Iran moved much of its stockpile of near-weapons-grade uranium before the U.S. struck. President Trump rejecting that idea and instead highlighting an Israeli statement that Iran's nuclear efforts were delayed by years, much longer than a few months determined by American intelligence. The Defense Intelligence Agency, which produced the early intelligence assessment, calling it a low-confidence assessment and not a final conclusion, adding it will take days to weeks to properly assess the effectiveness of the strikes. And in the wake of that leaked Pentagon report, the Trump administration now saying it plans to limit the amount of classified information it shares with Congress. Top Democrats pushing back.
We already have an administration that is clearly firing people if they don't change the intelligence so that it doesn't potentially embarrass the president. That is holy crap kind of danger.
This morning, Secretary of Defense Pete Hegseth will hold a news conference at the Pentagon, while the Senate is scheduled to receive a classified briefing later today. Nicole D'Antonio, ABC News, Washington.